Thanks for clicking on to the Monday edition of Vogan's European Outlook. Hope everybody is well wherever you are. Did you enjoy the live stream yesterday? I know it was a little bit of a ramble and a bit of back and forth, some confusion, etc., etc. But I suppose at least I got one done yesterday, and it was the first time in a couple of years. I'm still learning, and I do hope to improve that side of the channel in the coming weeks and months ahead, because I do want to do live streams in a little bit more of a kind of weekly schedule. Probably a Sunday afternoon, I think, would be the best for myself, and I think it is quite good for yourselves as a viewer as well. Perhaps having a little bit of rest and relaxation on a Sunday afternoon rather than work and the busyness of the day to day routine that everybody has. But the weather-wise at the moment here, we are in a little bit of a lull, I think, at the moment. We're neither here nor there. We do have a continuation of this mild pattern, and we do have systems moving from west to east across the UK. We've seen several fronts over the last several days moving across the UK and Ireland, just pepping up what has been already a very wet month, especially across parts of England, Wales, and even the Republic of Ireland as well. It has been a very, very wet time. Northern Ireland also, I did see a few comments saying that it has been, there's been rain almost every single day this month, and that has been the case for many. But before we look into the video today, it's going to be a little bit of a short one because I'm struggling a wee bit for time this evening. But this was an interesting tweet here by Capital Weather Gang based in Washington in the United States, and apparently there was a jet stream of 265 miles per hour that exited the mid-Atlantic of the US a day or two ago, and it sped aircrafts their ground speed beyond 800 miles per hour. But there was a report of a flight, a United Airlines flight between New York and Lisbon, that reached 835 miles per hour and a possible record. But I knew that the jet stream was going to be strong exiting the United States, but perhaps I suppose it was a little bit stronger than what I anticipated. I thought maybe just kind of just over the 200 mile per hour range, but a 265 mile per hour jet, very, very powerful indeed. And aircraft's taking advantage of that powerful jet, moving obviously from the United States or Canada across the Atlantic towards Europe. But in essence, you've got the opposite that takes place when you've got flights going westbound into that headwind wind. It's it's a kind of give or take kind of situation, I think, when you've got these very powerful jet stream winds. But nonetheless, I thought that would be an interesting one to share with you to start off today's video. This is the month-to-date temperature anomalies across Europe, and we continue with this warm theme across the majority of the continent, with the exceptions of Scandinavia, if you notice here. But let's have a look and see what the current temperatures are as of what time? 20 past 5 in the evening. Very, very mild out there, up and down the country between north coast and south coast. We're generally upper single figures to low teens, and like I said, this mild theme continues to run on. Looking at the current temperatures across the continent, you notice here that we do have a little bit of colder air, Scandinavia and far eastern Europe here, but continuing with this mild theme even into the central portions of Europe. And this will, unless we had a very significant spell of cold, which I'm not anticipating that really in the final week or so of the month, it would we're going to end up one of the warmest Februarys. There's no question about that. This is the of the GFS ensemble, the 2 meter temperature anomalies for the next 5 days, and again firmly warmer than average. If we skip to the day 4 through 8, you notice here that we do cool things down a little bit here. Still hold on to above average temperatures across London and the southeast of the British Isles here. Even parts of northwestern England looks as if it's slightly below above average. Sorry, below average slightly across Scotland, Northern Ireland, and the Republic of Ireland. Also down across Iberia. But look at how much it warms up over Central and Eastern Europe. in the day 4 through 8 period. Looking at the weather charts website here, and we have got an area of fairly strong high pressure that refuses to budge actually. There's a deep area of low pressure at 950 millibars just off the southern tip of Greenland here, and we have got a very powerful jet running just underneath that as well. If we continue to play it through the loop here, you can see that we have a frontal system that fragments as it moves across the UK during the course of tomorrow, and then we do have a feature that lifts. There's two features actually. One edging towards Iceland, and we've got another developing system here on the tail of this frontal system that will bring another mass of heavy rainfall and gusty winds during the course of early Wednesday morning. That system clears through, and then you notice we've got the development of another system here as we move towards the end of this work week. Look at the depth of that pressure. It's actually down into the low 950s and millibars, not that far to the northwest of the British Isles here. And what is going to happen here is, you notice here the area of high pressure. This is the GFS interpretation, obviously. But you notice here that area of high pressure then kind of slides west and northwest up towards northwest Atlantic. We've got that area of deep low pressure off the northwest of the British Isles, but we're actually tapping some colder air from Greenland. It warms up considerably as it moves across the relatively warm North Atlantic here. But what we may see is somewhat cooler conditions, and that may be reflective in that GFS ensemble day 4 through 8, where you see the temperatures dropping off because of this cold northwesterly airflow, and it may or may not help with the potential of snowfall. If we look at the GFS here, play through the loop, nothing major to write home about, but you notice here by the time we reach Thursday midday, we've got some snow, especially across the West Highlands, possibly the Central Highlands, and that kind of peps up a little bit into the 23rd of February. Notice here, southwestern Scotland, the North Pennines, parts of the Republic, parts of Northern Ireland also may see some high ground snow with this northwesterly airflow as we progress through the latter half of this week and into the weekend here. But notice here, it's generally a high ground event if we get much at all with this. It's really just a return back to average, slightly below average, really. It's nothing significant to speak about. We'll look at the details with regards to March in the next few days also and see if there's anything more notable in terms of wintry weather in the next day or so. So stay tuned for that. As per usual, you know the script. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I'll see you again hopefully tomorrow with more. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.